On this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast, money topics over turkey and stuffing. So welcome back to this Thanksgiving Day episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast. My name is Shawn Yesner, owner and founder of Yesner Law, and I have your financial coach, George Corbello, here with me as well. Welcome, George.
I'm doing really good. Really good. Hey, how are you, brother?
I can't wait for my annual dose of tryptophan.
I'm about to go to sleep soon because the food is amazing. No, hey, dude, happy Thanksgiving, obviously. Appreciate being here as usual, and it's always fun. Always to talk about money over some good yams.
Good yams. I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays. I eat the leftovers for
there's days.
Yeah, there's days of leftovers.
Good. We try not to buy the biggest turkey, but turkey's a big bird, and
I like turkey, but one of my kids the other day said to me, "Can we have a ham?"
Oh, ham is good too.
And so I think that's so obviously this episode's coming out on Thanksgiving, but we're not recording it on. I like you, George. You're welcome to come over for Thanksgiving dinner, but yeah. So we're probably gonna have a ham on the smoker and a turkey in the oven.
That sounds really, really good. So again, the biggest debate before we jump into money and all that good stuff itself is is your turkey oven, or are you into the fried turkey? Because apparently that's that is smoked, of course, is one way too. So what's your preference on the turkey?
Fried turkey is a Southern thing. I love fried turkey.
I do too.
I hadn't really had my first one until my first Thanksgiving in Tallahassee.
Nice.
That's when I was first exposed to fried turkey. But yeah, I love fried turkey. We tend to do it traditionally in the stove.
Yeah.
Only because I don't like carving the bird. I know how to do it. I do it well. I can get all the meat off the bird. It's just a pain in the butt. Mm-hmm. And so we don't do turkeys that often. Actually, what we do, Costco sells every Thanksgiving around that time, October, November-ish. Yeah. They sell these 4-pound turkey breasts. Mm-hmm. And so I'll go get a couple of those and throw them in the freezer, and then I'll smoke. It's a boneless, skinless.
Oh, nice. Easy to manage.
2-pound turkey breasts. Mm-hmm. I throw those in the smoker.
Nice.
And those are fantastic. But no, I'm more the traditional. Throw it in the oven. My mom has her mom, so my grandmother's stuffing recipe.
Yeah.
So we make the stuff. We have some stuffing in the bird, some stuffing out of the bird.
Love it.
Yeah, but we tend to keep it more of a traditional Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, we're in the same boat itself, but we've had a few times where if we get the family together, it's of course, a bunch of old people trying to fry a bird. We've done that a few times, and of course, any videos you've seen of like mishaps, that's happened in our place as well. So, but yeah, I would say if you're gonna fry your bird, please, be safe. Grease fires, and they're not fun.
No,
sure.
be careful
and keep them away from the house.
Yeah,
don't do them in the garage. I've seen a few videos like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yes, no, I would say turkey ham sounds fantastic. We usually, again, Puerto Rican, we do our rice and beans, and so it's so good, so good.
Well, what I used to do. So this is also the weekend. So Thanksgiving is Thursday, and then the Florida State game is Saturday.
Yeah, that's a big game.
And so what I would normally do is go buy, and I may do it again this year, go buy some gator tail, and then especially when we did the fried turkey. After the turkey comes out, while the oil is still hot, I dip the gator tail. You dip the gator tail chunks, and you get fried gator tail. Back in my college days when I didn't know what the heck I was doing, we would fry it up at tailgate, either fry it up or grill up the gator meat at tailgate. And as a Gator fan would walk by, we're like, "Hey, want some chicken?"
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so, not nice.
No, but we had fun with it. So.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, so anyway, we are talking about, well, before we get to today's topic, and gosh, I apologize, we're already a few minutes in. Let's get some of the administrative stuff out of the way. So first of all, thank you to our longtime friend, our longtime sponsor, Sam Cohen, with Attorneys First Insurance. If you're an attorney or title company and you need malpractice coverage, E&O coverage, that's what Sam does. You can contact him, sam@attorneysfirst.com. If you are anywhere in the country and you need, and you're an attorney or a title insurance company, you can call Sam. He can get you a quote. apples to apples comparison. Even if you've had claims in the past, he's tremendous to work with. He's very knowledgeable in the insurance industry when it comes to E&O for attorneys and title companies. So definitely Sam at attorneysfirst.com. Thank you, Sam. We are very thankful to have you as a friend and as a supporter of the show. The other thing I want to mention, if you are listening to this on or near Thanksgiving, December 8th is the More Entrepreneur Summit that I'm speaking at. It's online. It's virtual. I'll put the link in the notes here. So if you want to register and get your tickets, I think ticket prices are going up. Yeah. By the time you listen to this, I think they will have gone up a little bit. Yep. So I apologize for that. But you can still get your tickets. I'll put the link in the notes. You can also check out social media, Facebook. I've got it promoted there. That's December 8th of 2023, depending on when you're listening to this episode. You know, interesting, I was looking back because I wanted to see what we had done on previous Thanksgivings.
Sure.
And one of the things that I didn't know when I started podcasting, so one of the things that people say, well, what have you learned over the course of your podcasting career?
Yep.
I didn't do Thanksgiving Day episodes because I didn't think people would listen on Thanksgiving. And that is probably true.
True, correct.
I would love it if somebody woke up on Thanksgiving morning and while they're cooking their turkey,
Crushing Debt,
they're
baby.
listening to us. I would love it. But I think more so it's that, you know, they listen the next day.
Yeah, they're traveling. Somebody's traveling, you know, traveling back from the festivities itself.
Right.
You need to listen to, of course, if it's, you know, first time listening, you know, that's the first thing you want to, Crushing Debt, why not? But yeah, we've got long drives.
Yeah.
You got to stay at the airport. Those stays at the airport are long enough. You need something good to listen to. Yeah, I would agree. It's a good idea for sure.
So we've been pretty consistent the last couple of years about at least making sure we get an episode out on the Thursday of Thanksgiving. If you're listening to this on Thanksgiving Day, thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you have a great Thanksgiving. If you're listening to it some other day other than Thanksgiving, shame on you. But still,
happy Black Friday.
But still, thank you. So what are we talking about today?
Well, you know, it's Thanksgiving, so isn't there a few things that we don't talk about when we're at the Thanksgiving? Isn't that like the Royal Rumble? There's going to be a huge, fight, and we want to prevent those types of fights when it comes to money. In our dinner.
And it's definitely awkward talking about money, especially with family.
Oh, why would it be? Come on, it shouldn't be, right? We should have conversations and be like, hey, Uncle Tom, it's a terrible that you're getting kicked out of your home, or or having we need some financial investments, and I've got a bridge to sell you. Yeah, I got a bridge to sell you. Come on over, and we can talk about that.
Typically, you know what people say. Oh, that's a great bird. It's a great 12-pound bird, 15-pound bird. How much did you pay for it?
Right away, it's like, exactly. How much did you spend on those cranberries again? It's like. Oh man, we broke the budget this year because we had all immediate family visiting from out of town, and they're coming in. So we got to make sure we have some extra money saved for that Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly. So and you could also even do it. You know, we're a big fan of doing it potluck as well. So it's going to be at my house this year. So we will definitely have. We'll get the turkey, we'll get the ham, we'll get some of the sides that I really enjoy having. I'll probably buy. But outside of that, everybody else brings something.
Participate into the bring the wine, bring the potatoes, bring the famous my nephew, he's like, I've got the famous mac and cheese, and it puts some secret ingredient in it. And I was like, okay, as long as it's not alcohol, we'll be okay. He's from college, so I'm guessing there's some form of
probably
alcohol
some alcohol in it. I actually got exposed years and years ago, probably 20 years ago. Somebody made a broccoli cheese casserole that I love. Mm-hmm. I'm the only one in my family that likes it. So I typically make it every year because I love it. Yep. And then I have it for leftovers for a week.
Selfish reasons there.
I'm the only one that eats it. But I'll definitely have that broccoli casserole this year.
Nice.
So what are some things that we can talk about while we're sitting around the Thanksgiving table that maybe revolve around finances that won't start a mashed potato food fight?
throwing the hey, give me the collard greens over here. So for me, I think we always want to have good conversation. We catch up, right? There's always a lot of catch up at Thanksgiving. How's it doing? How you feeling? How's the health? How's everything? But as part of this, we get exposed to some of our the kids. The kids are there. We have grandkids coming over. Where's there opportunities to kind of instill value. The values that we say growing up, the values still continue at Thanksgiving. So obviously being grateful, being thankful are some of the conversations that we have. How do we do that as part of the conversation and part of the money, the money situation? So are we, hey, we're going to donate money, time to local charities, having those conversations of like plans to provide support during the holidays. Because for me, Thanksgiving kicks off that end of year holiday season itself.
Yeah.
I mean, I get people already doing Christmas before Halloween. I don't know what's wrong with those individuals, but I'm not going to, that's another episode we can talk about there. But I think for me, Thanksgiving, bringing family together, this is that time of year where we reflect back on the year. How are we doing? How's everybody going? Where can we provide support? Where we can help each other? I think that's, for me, that the conversation about donating time and money can be an easy conversation to have at Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's one thing that we've always done with our boys is as soon as they've kind of been old enough to describe it, we go around the Thanksgiving table before we eat. What are you thankful for this year?
Right.
What good things have happened this year? But again, like you said, making it about donating time, donating money, gratitude. Yeah. That would be something good to talk about. What about some accomplishments that you've done this year? If you've been able to, if you participated in the no spend challenge with us and you saved some money.
I saved some money. Exactly.
If you bought that new house, you bought the new. We got the new dining room table. You can talk about those kinds of things without. I'm not going to say I bought this brand new dining room table and it only cost me.
Right.
I would say I'm thankful that I was able to afford to buy this brand new dining room table.
Absolutely.
And you can leave it at that.
Yeah, and I think, we always go to the how much, the numbers thing, but I think part of the conversation really is, again, accomplishments. You're right. Hey, I'll be having the first Thanksgiving in the new home. That kind of thing could be a conversation. Looking back and saying, we were able to save the down payment for that big, started investing. We started to, college funds for the kids or just looking at those opportunities. And for me, when we're going around the table, having that and saying, hey, it's not bragging to say like, I was healthy enough this year to be able to accomplish some of these things financially. Right. You want to be able to show that not only for you. For me, it's not bragging. It's not like, hey, I got out of debt.
Right.
I was able to do those. That's a good thing. That could be something that inspires some of the other family members to kind of go, wow, how did you do that? What did you do differently? Is that something that maybe I should? I wish I could do that kind of thing itself. And again, how did you do it? Have those conversations. Start those. Start that motivation around the table as well.
And I think that's the point. It's not that. Hey, losers, I got out of debt.
Well,
I got out of $100,000.
I would say that. That's actually
you don't have to say it that way.
You took the L, buddy.
you can't. You don't have to say, I got out of X amount of debt. You
Correct.
could say, I'm thankful that I was able to get out of debt. Your family doesn't have to know if it was $1 or $100,000. All they have to know is that you are thankful that you got out of debt.
But if someone asks that question itself, I don't think it's a problem to be able to share. Like, I was able, last 6 months itself, pay off my student loans, got out of debt of $40,000. Oh my goodness. How'd you do that? Because what you're hoping for is it spurs the conversation, right?
It spurs the
conversation. How'd you do that?
And it motivates your family member to maybe pick up that ball and run with it for themselves as well.
That's it. And so for me, I think obviously you don't want to get into that stage of like bragging. Oh, like, look what I did. Look at me kind of thing. But I think we have to kind of be okay with bragging, be okay with being able to say like, yeah, I was able to really, have the behavior or have the extra money, work the overtime, do what was necessary itself to accomplish those goals itself. You want to be proud of what you're doing itself, but be careful, obviously, on, how that might look with your family members.
Yeah. What about some other ideas like, apps that you've used? I know we did last week or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks of the technology. Yep.
Talked about technology. What about apps that you've used that have really been able to help you? You can talk about those with family members to help them save some money. If you've done really well in some type of investment, now you want to avoid giving investment advice.
Yeah.
But if you happen to have done really well in some type of investment, you could say that as well. Just some other things that that you can talk about, that you can be proud about as you sit around the Thanksgiving table. One of these articles that I found on the internet, I'm not entirely sure about. One of the things that it talks about that you could talk about at dinner is your estate plan.
Okay.
I don't know how you would bring that topic up.
Well, the house, and that's a great question. Like, how would that kind of? Well, hey, Dad, how's the financial planning that we have specific to the inheritance I should be getting?
I'm thankful that if I die next year, you'll inherit my house. I don't know that really pass the gravy,
but yeah. Pass the brisk. Give me the biscuits, buddy. That's a good idea. Yeah, I would say you got to be. Estate planning, it's more of just like, hey, is everything okay? Maybe, looking at maybe certain spending habits or something like that. What are you comfortable? Is everybody living well? Especially if let's just say I'm out of town coming in. It's more of like, how's everything going?
Right.
You kind of get a feel for how is everything going for the past year, but it's really looking into the future. How are things, looking good for the holidays, for next year? Is there any support you can provide? Is there any things that we can help out with? I'm always looking like, how can we help each other? So those kind of questions are going to come out. But again, that's the coach in me. It's going to be like, hey, how can I help you?
Well, one of the things that this article brings up is to discuss legacy. So you don't necessarily need to discuss, here's my estate plan, and you get the watch, and you get the bank account, and you get the car, and you get the house. You don't do that. But
I would say avoid inheritance conversations. Yeah. Not a good idea there. I agree.
But you could talk about legacy.
Legacy in what sense? What was that? What do you
legacy mean? In terms of what am I trying to build here? So if somebody says, how's the law firm going?
There you go.
I don't have to say, well, it's going good. We got clients. I could say, I'm trying to build a law firm of, 3 to 5 attorneys, and I'm trying to manage the law firm so that I'm more in growing the business and I'm more in managing the business than I am in terms of arguing with opposing counsel and going to see judges and going to see bankruptcy trustees. Or, the other way around. My legacy here is to be the one in the courtroom, battling with opposing counsel and trustees, but I'm still trying to build a law firm that can blah, 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 blah.
Got it.
So, talking about legacy in that respect maybe could be a good idea.
I'm okay with that itself. I think all of us are seeing like higher prices as well when we talk about that. So is there any concerns in regards to, with prices going up, inflation talk, all of these things itself? Really, hey, how's everybody feeling? Hey, are there any concerns, any worries itself? Think about like buying the food for groceries can spur into everything's more expensive now. That turkey was, back in my day, turkey was, $12. Now it's, $40 to buy that same turkey that we're eating today. That can also, spur that conversation of like, everybody looks and knows that prices are going up. What, is there any concerns, any issues? What do you think?
I don't know that it's concerns, but it definitely does spur the conversation to say, the price of gas has gone up and the price of this has gone up and the price of that has gone up. Although, it was kind of interesting. I was listening to another podcast, one of my FSU podcasts that I listen to. And for those of you that don't follow sports, the former FSU coach, Jimbo Fisher, that left Florida State to go to Texas A&M, was just fired by Texas A&M. They're paying him some obscene $76 million not to coach anymore.
That's it? Oh,
he gets
perfect.
to sit on his rear end and collect $76 million
I need that
over the
job.
next however many years. One of the hosts were kind of discussing that. And they were like, we hear about all this Texas oil money and how all these Texas oil money boosters can foot the bill for all these, paying hundreds of millions of dollars to all these coaches. How come they can't make our gas prices lower?
Well, that's not their control. I believe that's the companies. That's a corporate problem.
I don't know. I thought it was a good idea, but anyway, so.
Well, here's a question I can ask for you while I'm in Thanksgiving. Like, oh my goodness, hey, this turkey was delicious. How can I save money on my food bill? That's the way to segue into a conversation, right?
Leftovers. Leftovers. That's how you make the turkey. Because according to girl math, if you eat the turkey for a week, it's free.
That's true.
If you eat leftovers for a week, it's free.
Yeah, well, the turkey, the cost of the turkey wasn't $40 because I got like 7 meals, fed 25 people itself. Technically, it was only a quarter for the turkey itself. So yeah, we're still red hot on that topic too, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. One of these articles that I found said to let your family know where all the documents are. So where did I put my will? Where did I put my power of attorney? Where did I put all my bank account information? Kind of a little bit of a morbid. I don't know that I would necessarily do it at the dinner table while you're, passing the mashed potatoes around.
I'm thankful for. Oh, and by the way, here's the doomsday envelope in regards to if something happens to me.
Here's the map. The X marks the spot.
The map.
So I don't know that you would necessarily do that at the Thanksgiving table,
No.
but maybe to pull somebody aside to say, hey, this, that, the other thing happens.
Here's where
everything's located.
I would say have a separate discussion for that. It is important to have that conversation, just in case. But I don't think Thanksgiving's the time to kind of bring that up. But I hear you. I hear you there.
Well, and it it says here, along with the turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, and casseroles, consider serving up some Thanksgiving estate planning as well.
Oh, Jesus. All right, that's a little too far. I would say, guys, what are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? I agree. Bragging about your accomplishments, huge, good conversation to have itself, and I think it spurs motivation across everybody. I think those are for me. Estate planning, I feel like, is a stretch. Hey, unless you have like good investment advice. Again, we're not investors, right? But we're saying, hey, I bought the second home where it's now a rental. Right. How's that going? How's are you getting the income that's necessary to cover the mortgage? How is having tenants? I mean, for me, those are conversations to be like, oh wow, that's a fascinating that's working, or maybe that's why I don't become a landlord because I just don't want to deal with people. I don't want to
deal with all that. Here's a random list I stumbled upon about a useful list of neutral topics to discuss, not necessarily financial, but neutral.
Keep it safe. What are some of the topics then?
First one on here is sleep trouble.
Okay.
I don't know. Art by children. Okay.
That's
get
good.
it.
Yeah, I got it.
Dietary restrictions. Meh,
let me tell you, I haven't had a good turkey in 10 years. So,
Here's one. Who at the table would identify with which Muppet?
Okay.
Are you Kermit? Are you Fozzie? Are you Miss Piggy? Are you...
I like Beaker.
Beaker. Who at the table has gotten a speeding ticket, and how fast were they going?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Although that's probably not good to pair with financial.
Yeah, I would say
topics.
the financial part was like, it was a $400 ticket, got 2 points.
Here's one,
and I got to go to court.
Whether or not pumpkins are fruits.
Okay.
They grow on vines. I don't know. Let's see. Good restaurants in the area, college majors, massages, pros and cons.
Okay, now I think we're definitely off topic here in regards to that.
What the dog, if the dog is present, is thinking about. Let's see.
Gosh.
Whether security dogs want to whether security dogs want to be petted, or if they're too professional.
No.
Whether the dog could become a police canine, who at the table would be which kind of dog. Here's one that's not on the list but should be. Whether you put the cereal in first or the milk.
Oh, come on, please. That's an easy one. That's an easy one. All the people who put the milk first and then let the cereal float. You guys are it's evil people doing that stuff. That's not the way to do it. But no, I would say, again, good conversation about money. I think good conversations overall. Get together. One thing I would say, too, is, like, maybe as a family, opportunities to be able to, like, do charity. Have conversations about, like, giving back to people that are less fortunate than us. Your food pantries, collecting some of that money itself, collecting some of the food, the extra food that we may have collected. Can drives, support a lot of that because that's going to be huge again, part of the holiday season itself is really giving back to the community and helping those less fortunate as well.
And we've got this weekend, before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So as this episode comes out, it will have already ended. My BNI chapter is the host this year of what we call the Hunger Games. And so we get all the different BNI chapters from all throughout the region. We get together on a Saturday, and we have games, cornhole and tug of war and, all kinds of fun and weird and whatever games. And we have food out there, and we grill, and we have a good time. But we all bring some type of canned good that we donate to a local food bank, a local charity. So that's one thing that we've done every year. And then again on Sunday, so Sunday before this episode comes out, so it'll already be over when this episode comes out.
Yep.
My neighborhood has a food drive. So one of the kids in the neighborhood 25 years ago, as his Eagle Scout project, started a food drive in West Chase, in my community.
Sure.
From what I understand, West Chase is now the largest neighborhood that donates to Metropolitan Ministries.
Okay.
Hundreds and hundreds of pounds of food. And so we all go out there as the board. We all go out there. The Cub Scouts are out there. The Gasparilla crew is out there. Everybody goes out there and helps collect and sort and donate food. Metropolitan Ministries literally shows up with 3 or 4 trucks that we fill, that they then take for all their food banks and that kind of stuff. So again, find a local charity, local food bank that you can support, help them out. That's a great lesson for the kids.
Nice. I would say, again, doesn't have to always be about savings and spending and all that. It can also kind of reflect on that giving part. It is that time of season again, and for me, being grateful for being healthy, being able to make money, being able to purchase the home, all of those accomplishments. But again, where can we teach our kids, teach our family members, even though big adults sometimes need to be reminded, that there's opportunities to give back to others. So
yeah,
I love it. I love that idea.
So anyway, not necessarily a super long episode, but
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we did okay.
I think we did okay there. Give yourself some credit there.
If I do say so myself.
I'd say, I'm thankful for
one thing.
Thankful for a great host and allowing us to be able to get to you guys on a weekly basis and have fun, but also give some sound advice when it comes to money and staying out of trouble when you're having that Thanksgiving dinner.
Absolutely. So one last thing that we would be really thankful for, if you wanted to give
support,
you can go to the Patreon page, which is patreon.com/crushingdebt, and you can support us there. We appreciate all of that. I guess, as we wrap up November, we're going to get into December. We're going to get into goal planning. We're going to get into 2024 planning. We've got some cool guests coming up in December and into January and February of 2024. So at least from where I'm sitting, I have no intent of stopping or slowing down.
Why not? It's just if people still want to listen to you, brother, so that's a good thing.
People are still listening. You
still have a good voice and some quality information to tell folks. That's at the end of the day. That's what we're thankful for.
Luckily, people can only hear us and not see me. I need to shave.
There you go.
I need to trim. So anyway, that will do it for this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast. We hope that you all have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
As we get into the holidays, have a happy holiday, although I'm sure we'll have a holiday episode. We'll have a New Year's episode. We'll do all those kinds of things for you. But happy Thanksgiving from me, from George, from the Crushing Debt Podcast. We hope that you have more money at the end of the month rather than month at the end of the money, and we will talk to you in next week's episode.